Do you ever feel like manifestation is just another thing on your to-do list that you don't have time for? Like your spiritual practice is something that you have to do? Honestly, you're not alone because I felt that way too. Something that's really changed my relationship with manifestation is blending it into my lifestyle so that no matter what I'm doing, I'm also manifesting. I call this manifestation as a lifestyle, and it's single handedly made the entire manifestation journey more enjoyable for me. And I've seen my desires show up with a lot more ease. Manifesting as a lifestyle has made manifestation go from feeling like a task to something I just naturally do because it's who I am. If you'd like to learn more about this, I've created a step by step guide for you. I'll link it in my show notes so you can check it out. You're listening to the Affirmation Addict podcast with Pyle Corley. This podcast will teach you about the power of affirmations while making manifestation easy and accessible for you in order to enhance your spiritual consciousness. Thank you so much for being here, and now it's time to get started. If you're looking for a space to navigate life's light and dark moments, I invite you to download my app, Affirm It. It's an app I crafted to help you create your spiritual practice because I know how hard it can be to manage your energy throughout all the different things life throws at us. So we celebrate the light and the dark. We're not asking you to be positive all the time. We're super, super raw, super real, and welcoming to all the feelings. And so inside of the app, I've created a ton of intentional features to help you with your spirituality. We have daily affirmations to help you stay consistent on your journey. We have guides, practices, and journaling to help you with the self-improvement. And we have guided meditations and visualizations to help you deepen your practice and connect to yourself. One of my favorite things that I've created for the app is actually guided affirmations. So it's something you listen to. It helps you effortlessly reprogram your limiting beliefs. So I invite you to download the app today. It's only $4.49 a month, and even less if you do our annual plan. Head to the show notes to download it on your phone today. Hi there. Welcome to the Affirmation Addict podcast. This is Pyle, and I'm so excited because today I want to dive into a few reasons why something might not be manifesting for you. So you're probably here because that big manifestation or something that's really important to you just isn't manifesting. And I want to share the top 3 reasons that I find people, including myself, are unknowingly blocking ourselves. And I want to share with you how to unblock it too. They're very simple shifts, and it's super nuanced in terms of where the difference lies. So give yourself permission to listen with an open mind. I am not attacking you. I am just trying to help you. So don't think that you're doing anything wrong. It's just a perspective shift and an awareness about where your energy has been going this time and where you really want it to go from this point forward. So there are 3 reasons that I want to share with you. And number 1 is that you are searching for your manifestation. And I know that sounds super counterintuitive. It sounds very contradicting where you're like, Pyle, I'm manifesting because I want something, obviously. So I'm going to search for it, right? And truth is, and this is probably could be a whole nother episode, but the point of manifestation isn't your manifestation. And I think that's what, when people come into this world, it can be so frustrating because it's advertised and it lures you in, and it lured me in because it was like, wow, you can have anything you want, which is true. But what I think the misconception is that we all at one point have to come to terms with is that what manifestation teaches us is that your end goal or that manifestation isn't the entire point of it. And it's super cliche, but it is really about the journey. It is about what you're learning about the journey, what you're learning about yourself. And the reason it's the journey, not the journey of necessarily like writing your affirmations and making your vision boards, but the journey, AKA life, right? Like enjoying the journey, enjoying your life. And it's such a simple concept. And I think when you look at all spiritual texts, philosophical texts, religious texts, in the end, they're all saying that same thing, right? Enjoy life, enjoy your present moment, enjoy what you have now. And so it's a little counterintuitive, but the thing is from a searching perspective, really putting it into the terms of energetics, how manifestation works is it's responding, and the things that are showing up in your life are a response to your dominant vibration. So if you are more dominantly searching, if you're dominantly looking where you're like, where is my manifestation? the universe is going to respond by dominantly giving you more things to search for, aka searching creates more searching. My favorite way to explain why searching sometimes doesn't work the way we like it to. And so the tip in order to kind of combat this and help you not search so much, because it is only natural, and it's a very valid thing for you to do, is instead of looking for your manifestation and looking at your manifestation as your end result, look at your manifestation as just part of the process, part of the unfolding, an inevitable thing that's showing up. Because the reason we're searching for our manifestation is because we're placing our happiness, we're placing the dependencies, we're placing our sense of freedom, we're placing all of those emotions and things that we think will make us feel happier and feel better. We're putting all that pressure on our manifestation. So we think that when that manifestation shows up, oh my gosh, my world is going to change, my life is going to change. But in reality, we do have to change ourselves now so we can be a vibrational match. And so I hope this explains to you how to stop searching by simply being like, you know what, energetically, it's already here. It's just a matter of time before it shows up. The second thing that you might be doing that might be unknowingly blocking you is you're comparing your reality to other people's reality. Now, I am so guilty of this to this day. Actually, that's probably one of the biggest blocks I personally have in my own life is that comparison. I think that comes through social media, and it comes through the way we structure our world, right? Like competitive things are all compared to me and you. Sports and celebrity culture, and so much of the decisions and the motivations we have are influenced by these influential people. Maybe you're influenced by me. Maybe I'm influenced by somebody else. And all of this influencing that we all are constantly experiencing is in a way of us being a virtue of comparing ourselves to one another and comparing ourselves to that influencer or that famous person or whoever we're comparing ourselves to, whether it's family or friends. We are often comparing ourselves and using other people's reality as our benchmarks and as our pieces of evidence. Now, that can be a very healthy thing to show you what you like, what you don't like, what opportunities exist, what opportunities you don't want to take part in. That's a very healthy exercise. But real talk, I don't think we all do it that healthily. I know I don't. I unhealthily compare my reality to others where I'm like, wow, they have that. I must not be good enough. Or I unhealthily let other people's life and life plans dictate what I start to plan my life around, and not even consciously, right? I do it really unconsciously where I am writing my affirmations down and I ask myself, wait, why do I want to go to this city now? You know, when you sometimes randomly get inspired to go somewhere. And for me, I've realized a lot of the time it's because I saw someone else go there. That's an act of comparison. And the reason that can block us is because we're not listening to our higher self. We're watching other people do it, which makes us want to do it. So instead of comparing your reality to somebody else's or manifesting so that you can tell other people what you manifested and show them how worthy you are, ask yourself, if nobody in this world could see what you would manifest, could observe you, and social media didn't exist, would your desires still be the same? How would you feel about your desires? Would you be as triggered with your desires? Would you feel as intense as you do about your desire? Because a lot of the times we are so emotionally charged for what we're trying to manifest because we start to see other people getting it and then we feel like we're not getting it fast enough. And there's a lot of emotional pressure. So I like to think of manifestation and when you're manifesting as your own world, like a hidden world that nobody needs to know about, nobody needs to hear about, and other people's influence and other people's projections don't have to matter. Because when you start focusing way too heavily on other people's reality, your vibration starts to shift. Your vibration deviates from that high vibe. Your vibration starts to flex a little bit, and you're not feeling as good about yourself because you're probably too busy comparing. So in order to stop comparing your reality to other people's, I invite you to just look at your world as your evidence and your oyster that you can create. Other people's reality is an option for you to get inspired by, but it doesn't mean anything about your reality. Their projections are unfolding in their reality, not yours. So give yourself permission to separate other people's stories, other people's realities from yours, because it's only adding more weight that you might need to shift around, that you might need to reprogram, that you might need to rewire. And now, number 3 is you feel like you don't have enough right now. Your current reality just doesn't feel good enough. And that is a really big one that I only recently really understood, that I have manifested so many things, and for some reason, it still never felt like enough. And I realized it's because I wasn't practicing true appreciation. I was acknowledging, I was like, thank you, universe, for this. Thank you, universe, for that. And wow, I'm so grateful. I would say those things. But appreciation is a feeling. It is a total feeling of being in awe. It is like, holy crap, like that showed up into my life, and that is amazing. And how being in awe of how miraculous it is that we are here alive and breathing, and we are safe and we are healthy. And our biggest problem is if our internet goes down for a few hours. That is such a first world problem that we're dealing with. And what it really means to appreciate your reality for me is that state of wonder. And that can't be forced, frankly. Like all of the gratitude, all of the thank yous can't force a feeling of true appreciation. You have to talk yourself into appreciation. You have to kind of peel back what makes you feel in appreciation. So for me, what makes me feel like an appreciation all the time is when I'm driving. I'm like, wow, there are hundreds or thousands of people on the street with me. And it is a freaking miracle that there is not more accidents, that there's not more injuries. And it's not a negative way of thinking. It's a being in awe of how much is happening in the world and how many opportunities there are for things to go wrong, but they don't. You might have the belief that like, hey, wow, our world is really going downhill, which is a very fair belief. I choose to not subscribe to that belief because it doesn't make me feel good. Instead, I choose to subscribe to, yes, there's probably things that I don't wish that they were the way they were in our world, but there's also so much more that could be wrong in our world. There is so much more that I could be struggling with. I could be living in Arizona under 110 degree Fahrenheit with no air conditioning. That would be hard. That would be very miserable. I could be living with no running water and having to walk to a well to drink just a cup. And here I can take a super hot shower for as long as I want if I really wanted to. And so that's what I choose to do, is to appreciate how much good there is, even though, sure, there are things I don't feel comfortable with in our world. There are things that I wish could change. But instead of letting that affect my vibration, I like to let myself appreciate how much is going right. Because it's so easy to count what's going wrong. It's so easy to list off and narrow down everything that's going wrong, all the quote unquote bad people. It's so easy to complain about that. But how much can you appreciate all the things that are really going well in your life? The fact that you are listening to me, you might not live in the same city or same state or let alone same country as me. You can hear my voice very clearly. We can talk, we can share ideas, we can exchange energy, we can communicate from across the sea. And how awesome is that? How cool is it that we all basically have a roof over our heads at this point? And everybody listening to this podcast probably has drinking water, probably can do their dishes in a dishwasher or can wash their dishes by hand and dry them out on their countertop. There is so much that is going right that we take for granted, including myself, that what really gets me into a state of appreciation is noticing, wow, there's so much opportunity for things to go wrong, but it's not. And that's awesome to me. And that's what makes me feel like I'm in such appreciation, because on the manifestation journey, we can get so hyper focused on that manifestation where we start to be like, wow, it's not here. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. But when you take a step back, aside from that manifestation being in its unfolding phase, aside from that, how good it is that you are here. You are alive. There's so much good. You're listening to this. You're brushing your teeth in the morning with running water. You're sleeping on a comfy bed. All of those things are great things to appreciate because we don't have to have that. That can be taken away. That doesn't have to be our normal. So whatever your baseline is, whatever your normal is, I encourage you to find appreciation for that by talking yourself through how good it actually is and how amazing it is that there's 7, maybe 8 billion people on this planet. And a lot of us are functioning very well for just even breathing happily. You know what I mean? And so that's to me what true appreciation feels like. And just rampaging that to you absolutely shifted my vibration just doing that. So I hope these 3 little reasons, they're super small shifts. I hope they help you kind of unblock or create less resistance towards your manifestation, even though it's probably completely unintentional. We oftentimes have some resistance towards our manifestation. So just as a quick recap, you might be searching for your manifestation. You might be looking for it. Where is it? You might be comparing your reality to other people's reality, letting that influence your manifestation, letting that influence how you feel, letting that influence your overall sense of self. And lastly, you might feel like you don't have enough right now. So those are my 3 top things I've noticed, not only within myself, but also within my students, within my one-on-one coaching clients, within Affirm It subscribers also, that these are the things that really help them start to unblock themselves. So I hope you found this episode helpful, and I will talk to you in the next one. I always get a ton of questions in my DMs from people asking how I can manifest X. The truth is, you can really manifest anything as long as it's for the greatest good. And if you're having trouble manifesting something right now, or you feel stuck on your journey, I have a really beautiful resource I've made for you. It's a free quiz. It's called the Manifestation Archetype Quiz. And it's something that I've created so you can find out your manifestation style to give you more clarity on your spiritual journey. After taking the quiz, you're going to receive the best resources for your specific archetype to help you attract your desires based on where you're at and what you want to create. So you can find a link to the quiz in the show notes, or just head to my website at www.affirmation-addict.com. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If this episode resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast and share it on your social media so I know to keep creating episodes that are inspiring you to manifest. I'm so genuinely grateful for the time we shared today, and I'd love for you to join the community by following @Affirmation Addict on Instagram. To continue diving into spirituality and manifestation, head over to my website, affirmation-addict.com. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much healing energy.